What people understand of happiness is mostly what you see outside, no? That somebody have a big smile on the face, they're happy. No, that doesn't mean that a person is happy. If there's no satisfaction inside of you, there's no happiness. And that is both ways, whether one is happy or one is miserable. Both of these two reality don't stay forever. It is 2 days fairs. It comes, it goes. It doesn't last for long. You know that very well. You're expert about that. When it comes, when you jump into that delusion, it appeared so great. You can't go out of it. You don't even see the end of it. It's like you enter a tunnel, you don't even see what is there. But sooner or later it disappeared. It goes. So that's why the saint said, even the Gita, Bhagavan Krishna said, you're born empty-handed, you will leave empty-handed. All depend on what have you achieved here. Within these 2 days between life and death, you're sandwiched. That's what you call life. You're sandwiched between these two. When you're sandwiched between these two, what are you doing in between? Are you becoming nice cream? Like I call this beautiful cake you eat, this biscuit, Oreos? Are you sweet in between? Or are you bitter? That is up to you. There is one thing that you will take with you. And that is nothing what you can see with your physical eyes. It's nothing that you can earn with your money. It's a goodness that you hold inside of your heart. That's the only thing that you will take with you. And this is one of the most wonderful treasure. That cousin of mine, she was very quiet. I never expect that she will ever talk to anybody. But the amount of people which remember her for her sweetness is amazing. So how would you be remembered? A crazy people, an ungrounded being. Also, somebody who will tell you, yes, good. Is dead or she's dead. Anyway, what good have come out from that person? Nothing. So start when you still have life inside of you. There is no, it's not too late to be good. And goodness is inside of you. Goodness is your true nature. The problem is that since we are small, we have been taught to be different. In place of giving, we have been taught to take. Learn to give, We expect that, yes, oh, look at me, I'm a very loving person, but people don't love me. Many spiritual people think like that. Or non-spiritual people also think like that, I'd never heard anybody. But look at your action. Have you ever given? There's a beautiful story that I told long time back, if I still remember that story. One beggar was begging by the train station, and a man dressed in a suit was passing by. The beggar came in front. No? This is a state that we all are, no? Beggar. You think that when you have billions and all the stuff, you're not beggars? No, you are beggars. You beg in different ways. So, he passed by, didn't acknowledge, didn't give him anything. Second did the same, third did the same. On the third day, The man in the suit looked at him and said to the beggar, "You're always asking, have you ever given something to somebody?" And he left. So throughout the day, that has sunk deep into the psyche of that beggar. He started thinking, yes, it's true. I've been begging and been asking and asking and asking always, but I've never given anything to anyone. So he started to think about, what can I do? So nearby there was a park where some flowers was growing. So he went and collected the flower. So each time somebody gave him something, he gave a flower. And he noticed something, that more than what he received, because more and more people, because they receive something also in return, just a gesture of giving, he will collect much more. But that was not the most important thing for him. The most important thing is that he felt that joy inside of his heart. The joy of giving. Joy of sharing something. So every day he will do the same. And people will remember him. People will come to him. Just not because of the flower, because the sweetness that comes with it, Because when you give something, you can't give something in a very arrogant way, You give something, there's a certain joy that derives from you. And when you give something, I was explaining that in Mauritius, when you give something, there should not be the threat of attachment with it. The threat of attachment should not be there. Give and let it be. Because if you're giving something, meaning you're giving part of yourself to that person. When you're giving part of yourself to that person which is receiving that also, that will have an impact upon himself or herself. If you give love to somebody, you give joy, you give that politeness to somebody, that will impact upon that person which is receiving also. That person will change because he's taking something from you. He's receiving something positive from you. Imagine you're giving something and yet there is this threat of attachment or anger or nervousness or whatever inside it. That also will impact the person. So in which attitude you're giving that is also very important. So he felt that he felt great joy inside of him. So more people will give him, more people will come. One fine day, he looked at his life and said, what have I achieved? Look at all these people, they are happy to receive something. So he decided, now I'll stop being a beggar. He started with a small flower shop. He started selling flower. And in his place, there was another beggar. Begging, but doing the same thing. Not just taking, but also giving. And he was very happy. At least somebody have learned something. So meanwhile, he had this little shop. From one shop, he had 10 shops. And one fine day, he had all the flower shop in the town belonged to him. So one day he was sitting in the train, and in front of him was the same gentleman, many, many years before, who have inspired him. He recognized him, because when somebody touches you deep inside, you never forget. I don't know for you people, but normally is like this. When somebody have touched your heart, you never forget about that person. But hypocrite out there anyway. He was sitting in front of the person, And he looked at the person and said, I recognize that man. So he remembered that many, many years it was him who inspired him to give that flower, to give something in return. He approached the man, said, I want to thank you. He gave him a flower and said, thank me for what? That you didn't recognize me. The man looked at him and said, no, I didn't recognize you. I don't recognize who you are. Said, you remember many years ago, I was the beggar on the street, which you told me that you just take and take. What have you ever given? And that have changed my life. So I want to say thank you to you because now I'm the owner of all the shop in the town, all the flower shop in the town, due to one gesture from you. Just one reminder from you that our life is a life of giving. When we give, we receive 1,000 times more than that. But like I said, in which attitude do we give also? What is the energy which is coming out from our heart? This is also very important. That is why Kabir, in all his poem, he wrote about that. You see, as a human being, we forget. We forget why we are here. We are so much engrossed into the drama of Maya that we forget the most important thing of life itself.